Studying English on YouTube is a lot like a box of chocolates.
You never know what you're going to get.
Welcome to English with Bear.
With B. Barrington, the internet's only teaching bear.
I guess today we'll be talking about Forrest Gump.
That's right. We'll be studying from America's biggest half-wit.
Trust me, I'm like a smart person.
Not that one, this one.
God damn it, Gump! You're a goddamn genius!
So get your Bubba Gump shrimp ready. We'll take a look at a full scene later. But first, let's look at a few smaller moments in the film. In this first clip, Forrest is talking about his injury while fighting in Vietnam.
They said it was $1 million wound, but the Army must keep that money because I still ain't seen a nickel of that $1 million.
Okay, let's look at the uncommon vocabulary, phrasal verbs, and idioms so we can fully understand what the characters are talking about.
They said it was $1 million wound, but the Army must keep that money because I still ain't seen a nickel of that $1 million.
A $1 million wound is military slang for an injury received in combat that is serious enough to get sent away from the fighting, but won't cause any permanent damage or cripple the soldier. Dmitry got a $1 million wound in Ukraine.
My uncle got a $1 million wound in the Gulf War.
If you want to know what nickel means, you can check out our website after the video for extra notes on this lesson.
Good to know.
Let's take a look at that scene again, but this time without subtitles.
They said it was $1 million wound, but the Army must keep that money because I still ain't seen a nickel of that $1 million.
In this next scene, Forrest and Lieutenant Dan are walking through the streets of New York City. There's a reference to a really famous film. See if you can catch what it is.
Lieutenant Dan said he was living in a hotel, and because he didn't have no legs, he spent most of his time exercising his arms.
Come on already!
What do you do here in New York, Lieutenant Dan?
I'm living off the government tip. Sucking it dry. Hey! Are you blind? I'm walking here!
Did you catch the reference? If not, I'll talk about it a little later in the video.
Well, that's just perfect.
First, let's talk about the vocabulary.
Lieutenant Dan said he was living in a hotel, and because he didn't have no legs, he spent most of his time exercising his arms.
To exercise one's arm or arms means to drink heavily.
Really? I don't get it.
It's kind of a joke. The action of lifting a bottle to your mouth looks similar to doing curls with a dumbbell.
I see. That's so funny.
I spent the summer after college exercising my arms.
I want to spend my next vacation lying on the beach, exercising my arm.
I'm living off the government tip. Sucking it dry.
To live off the tit means living off an assistance program or receiving financial assistance from another without having to work.
So, it's like being on some kind of welfare program?
Right.
Why tit?
Yeah, it's a very interesting image. But before you get dirty thoughts in your head, it's a reference to babies that need to suck on a tit to get milk from their mothers. I can't wait to retire and live off the tit of the government.
My sister's been living off the tit of my parents her whole life.
The last phrase we'll look at here is to suck something dry.
That one sounds even dirtier than the last.
Ha! Get your mind out of the trash. This means to use up everything available until there's nothing left.
Oh, that's way less fun than what I thought.
Good God, can you please focus here?
Sorry.
My company has sucked me dry.
All our supplies have been sucked dry.
Okay, I mentioned that a classic film was referenced in that scene. It's from Midnight Cowboy.
I'm walking here! Up yours, you son of a bitch! You don't talk me that way! Get out of here!
You might not have seen the movie, but you most likely know the scene. It's been used in thousands of movies and TV shows.
Lieutenant Dan said he was living in a hotel, and because he didn't have no legs, he spent most of his time exercising his arms. What do you do here in New York, Lieutenant Dan?
I'm living off the government tip. Sucking it dry. Hey, hey, hey! Are you kidding? I'm walking here!
Okay, one final scene to look at, and this one's a bit longer. But before we get into that, how about pawing that like button if you've enjoyed the video so far and have learned something?
Liking really helps our video go further, so it can be seen by more people who want to learn English.
It really makes a big difference for us. In this last scene, Miss Gump is having a discussion with the principal from the school, Mr. Hancock, about Forrest's education.
Your boy's different, Ms. Gump.
His IQ's 75.
Well, we're all different, Mr. Hancock.
I want to show you something, Mrs. Gump. Now, this is normal. Forrest is right here. The state requires a minimum IQ of 80 to attend public school, Mrs. Gump. He's going to have to go to special school. Now, he'll be just fine.
What does normal mean anyway? He might be a bit on the slow side. But my boy Forrest is going to get the same opportunities as everyone else. He's not going to some special school to learn how to retread ties. We're talking about 5 little points here. There must be something can be done.
Is that Mr. Gump?
He's on vacation.
Your boy's different, Ms. Gump.
His IQ's 75.
Well, we're all different, Mr. Hancock.
Okay, we're gonna get into some complicated English because most of this scene is innuendo, which is a fancy word for being indirect with your language. The first example of an innuendo is the word different. This is slang for abnormal. In this case, it means mentally retarded. It's important to know that it doesn't always mean that someone is mentally retarded, just that there's something abnormal about them.
Oh, interesting.
Everyone thought I was different as a child because I didn't speak much.
My cousin is different.
He's going to have to go to special school. Now, he'll be just fine.
What does normal mean anyway? He might be a bit on the slow side. But my boy Forrest is going to get the same opportunities as everyone else. He's not going to some special school to learn how to retread ties.
Continuing with this innuendo theme, we have special school. This is a school for mentally challenged people. Typically, they would learn a trade skill there to prepare them for blue-collar work.
So all those times you called me special, you're saying that I was retarded?
Bingo! They put my brother in a special school because he couldn't keep up with his classmates.
There's a special school down the block from here.
Our next phrase is on the slow side. This means that someone is dim-witted or mentally retarded.
So mentally slow.
Exactly. I think the guy working here is on the slow side.
My friend is a little on the slow side.
There must be something can be done.
Is that Mr. Gump?
He's on vacation.
This entire last exchange is one big innuendo for sex.
What? Really?
There must be something that can be done. Is Miss Gump saying that she will do anything to get Forrest into that school? Like have sex with Mr. Hancock? Is there a Mr. Gump? Is Mr. Hancock's sly way of saying he will accept Forrest into the school in exchange for sex. Finally, Miss Gump says that her husband is on vacation, which is her agreeing to sleep with him.
Wow, that's really subtle.
Your mama sure does care about your schooling, son.
If you really want to find the subtle meaning of the scene, the principal's name has the word cock in it. That should pretty much tell the viewer everything they need to know.
Your boy's different, Ms. Gump.
Now his IQ's 75.
Well, we're all different, Mr. Hancock.
I want to show you something, Mrs. Gump. Now, this is normal. Forrest is right here. The state requires a minimum IQ of 80 to attend public school, Mrs. Gump. He's going to have to go to special school. Now, he'll be just fine.
What does normal mean anyway? He might be a bit on the slow side. But my boy Forrest is going to get the same opportunities as everyone else. He's not going to some special school to learn how to retread tires. We're talking about 5 little points here. There must be something can be done.
Is that Mr. Gump?
He's on vacation.
Well, that was a very interesting lesson about innuendo. Do you know any other innuendos about sex?
Let us know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this lesson, then you should check out this video on Top Gun. It'll help improve your vocabulary and cultural knowledge so you can understand movies like a native speaker. Thanks for watching today.
Bye bye!
See ya!